All right, now since we talked about Microsoft and we has
world premiere.
we have given our grade for Microsoft. Now on to Bethesda,
the winter of our discontent.
So I'm a huge Bethesda fan. I love Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and all this.
What is an Elder Scroll?
It's a scroll of an elder. But we said this before though. You like Game of Thrones? Elder Scrolls is probably the closest you can get to Game of Thrones in the game.
Without being
pretty cool.
Thrones.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the elephant in the room, Fallout 76 last year was a disappointment to say the least.
Flop.
Especially at launch. A lot of different issues, a lot of bugs. Flop. So I was very interested to see how Bethesda would handle this.
Would you go as far as to say that it was a flop?
It was a flop last year.
Okay, all right.
And I think they tried something. And I'm a huge Fallout fan. I started playing Fallout not as far back as a lot of people, but New Vegas was my first introduction and probably one of the greatest stories.
What system was that on?
That was on PlayStation 3.
Okay.
And so that's weird. I feel your heat in my soul. So everybody wanted to see how they would handle this. So they came out and this is nasty. I'm taking my headphones. So let's get to this. Let's just get to the Bethesda.
Go ahead.
Where was I at?
You were talking about
Fallout 76.
Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, that's where I started out. Huge Fallout fan, but we can all agree that Fallout 76 was not what everybody anticipated.
Flop.
It was their first time having an open world game be multiplayer, which is hard within itself. Nobody talked about that, how hard that was to pull that off. Of course,
that's what she said.
And Fallout is one of those games they've always been kind of innovative. They never had the best graphics, but the storytelling and the scope of the game has always been big. But I wanted to see how they would handle this, and I think they handled it the way you should. They acknowledged that something was wrong, like they disappointed people, and that they needed to do something about it. So they did everything that everybody wanted and put it into a free DLC, and just gave it to people, like human NPCs. Like, that's huge. And they even announced a Battle Royale game, like Battle Royale mode. And they said that you'll be able to play it for free for the week. And if you want it, it'll be 50% off at the end of that trial. So I think they're going in the right direction. Like, I actually downloaded it. I've been playing it and thoroughly enjoying it. Like, I think they showed the industry something, like, where you can have a mistake, you can have a mishap and recover from it. And that crowd was, what did you think about the crowd?
That crowd was crazy. They would not stop yelling. I think I'm gonna put together a mashup of all the times. It was like one guy in particular was just yelling the entire time. Oh my God!
I felt like I could have been that person.
No,
I was sitting here looking at the Bethesda conference on YouTube, and I was excited, bro. Like, this is. You don't understand. I don't know how to say it, but if you played Fallout before, you understand the love for this game, for this IP. Like, Bethesda has this way of revolutionizing open world games, bro. Like, when I say you can really determine the story, you can really determine your own story. Like, and so this was huge. Another thing they talked about was Elder Scrolls Online.
Yes.
I never played this. I was one of those people that was upset because I wasn't getting an Elder Scrolls 6, but the online community for Elder Scrolls Online has grown, and they announced more DLC for that.
Hey, that stands for downloadable content.
And I think everything looked good.
I think it's kind of funny. If you go on to Bethesda's website right now, or I'm sorry, a recap on CNET's website, and you look up Bethesda's E3 and what they have written down there. Like the second paragraph states, and I quote, "After an hour of trailers, one guy constantly screaming, 'Yeah!' at every announcement, and the irreplaceable presence of Ikumi Nakamura. But the fact that they wrote about that guy speaks volumes to how exciting it was. Like, I don't know a lot about Bethesda games. I don't play a lot of Bethesda games, but the fact that so many people were excited for every single announcement, I think that showed a lot to the community to the gaming community, that it's really all about listening to what the community's saying and giving them what they want. You know, and to have a great showing at E3 and to make sure that your company is thriving, you have to listen to that community.
They didn't shy away from, like...
Yeah.
They even made jokes about themselves. And Todd, one of the lead developers, everybody knows him in the gaming community, came out and talking about Fallout 76 like they did not shy away from it.
Yeah.
And they did everything they could to bring that community back. And they released updates, a whole bunch of updates. Like, they didn't have to do this, but they're committed to this game. And that's all I want from developers, is to be committed to the game and not just grab money and then throw the game out.
Bungie.
The Fallout 76.
Excuse me.
You said Bungie?
Yeah.
We'll talk about Bungie. I got new hope for them since they left Activision.
I will say this regarding that whole aspect of listening to the community and providing updates and making your game better. I feel like they are following in the footsteps of Ubisoft and what they did with the Division. I really have not heard a bad thing about that game.
I think Ubisoft followed in their footsteps. Only because, like, I'll tell you why. Not this game in particular, but Bethesda has always been, like, their next iteration of games have always been from the community, like, putting stuff in it.
Like that dude with the saying, "I just want dragons everywhere."
Yeah,
I want dragons.
I mean, they listen to the community, like, for real. Like, that's one like studio that I believe in them. Like, I'm even sorry that I doubted them. Like, I was so disappointed in Fallout 76, but now I'm, like, right back on board. Like, they did announce a battle royale mode to become the overseer of Vault 51, something like that. I'm not a huge battle royale fan or, like, player.
Yeah.
But I will play this because I'm interested to see how it adapts to the world of Fallout.
Yeah.
And they're committed to this game for the next year at least. So I'm ready for it. Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Never played it, but I always wanted to get into what's that, MPG? Is it
RPG? NPC?
What is it? I can't believe I'm finna get roasted. It's kind of like World of Warcraft. MMO, that's it. I always want to find an MMO just to try it out because I've never really played an MMO. But I like the grinding aspect of MMOs and how you can get better gear and team up with other people.
Yeah.
And with it being set in the Elder Scrolls background, like, and just seeing the community be so hyped and I actually went to go check the numbers. Like, it's a huge online community. I didn't realize it because I think I was so disappointed in not getting Elder Scrolls 6 that I kind of rebelled against it. But I'm really thinking about getting this again. And one of my disappointments of Bethesda, though, and they said that they were not going to do this, but we didn't see a lot about Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
But they said before the conference that they would not talk about it, but I still wanted something.
So, okay, so there's like different branches. The Elder Scrolls is like the main name of like the branch, okay?
Bethesda?
No, not like, okay, so you have a line.
Universe?
Yeah. The Elder Scrolls is a universe. And then from that universe, you have Elder Scrolls Online, and you have Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Is that right?
Yeah, Elder Scrolls. So we had Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim. But Elder Scrolls is the main entity.
So was there ever a game that was called the Elder Scrolls?
The first one.
Okay, so each one is just like a different reiteration.
Different regions of the world and stuff like that. That's why I said, like, I'm telling you, I think everybody that play Elder Scrolls would agree with me. It's like super, like, not even, it's just different names almost to Game of Thrones. Like, you have dragons. Skyrim, you were a dragonborn, so you were able to, when you defeated dragons, you had certain powers that you can obtain from that dragon. Like, you could go into a town and kill everybody in the town if you wanted. Like, it just meant that your story would play out different. You could become a vampire if you wanted to, or join the werewolves.
So it kind of sounds like what Fable was supposed to be. What Fable basically set out to be.
Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to, like, when I talk about Skyrim, I don't think I've never went to the edge.
The edge of the universe?
The map. Like,
oh, wow.
It was like, if it was there, and there probably was, like, I knew not to go up that mountain because there was nothing there. But, like, that's why everybody, and you know what? I'm kind of happy that we didn't see anything for Skyrim 6 now, because I want to see it on the next generation of consoles.
Is it going to be called Skyrim 6?
It's going to be called Elder Scrolls 6.
Okay. But then
it might not be Skyrim.
Okay, so the last.
Yeah,
okay, Skyrim was the title of Elder Scrolls 5.
Let me tell you, Skyrim still sells, bro. And Skyrim came out a long time ago.
You know what? I think I might. $23. That's not bad.
And that's the complete edition, bro. It's
special edition. I think I may try that out.
Now, here's the only thing. Don't expect super high graphics, but they did do a good job remaking it. Not remaking, but enhancing it. Yeah. So, I mean, they're just massive. Bethesda's just great at that. Okay. You should also check out Fallout 76. It's free this week. Like, it's a pretty good game so far. You have to explore a lot. That's the only thing. Okay. So I know you don't.
I give it a try. I mean, I don't mind exploring. It's just like if I could play with other people, it's better for me. I'm a social gamer.
So that's why Fallout 76 was so enticing, because I can not only do this, but I can do it with somebody now. Yeah. Let me tell you how epic Elder Scrolls was, bro.
Let me know, son.
I was playing the game and I was off the main quest for a long time.
Say word.
And I was just walking through the woods and this ghost dog runs past me. And I'm like, what the crap is that? Like, it scared the mess out of me. So I just start following the foot tracks and stuff. I got led into this cave, bro. This dungeon. Going down in this dungeon. And it's this whole storyline, bro. Like, that probably took up 2 to 3 hours, bro. and it's not even part of the main quest. Like it's so much content in there that I could have did the whole game and not ever known about that.
Wow. And that's you said that's Skyrim?
That was Skyrim. Like, and you go into these towns and you hear people talking and they say something about that dog or something that they saw, and you could investigate, you can do whatever you want to do. You can and you can build your character however you want.
Can you fly on a dragon?
Yes.
To other places.
Yes.
Dope.
And I mean, bro,
dope.
It was it's giants in that game, just like it was in Game of Thrones. So the giants are really, really peaceful, but they have these woolly mammoths, and I was trying to kill this woolly mammoth to eat, and that joker hit me with a club so hard that I just flew up in the air like 1,000 feet. Like it's an older game. The fighting mechanics is not the best.
Yeah.
But it's so worth it. So I mean, that's everybody. If you're a Bethesda fan, you play Elder Scrolls.
All right. So what else did you think about Bethesda?
I'm excited about a new game that we saw, Ghostwire Tokyo. So that's a new IP. I think that's a new IP. But it had a cool trailer where it looked like the rapture was taking place, and I just trust Bethesda. So like whatever, and I hate to be like that, like, but I'm glad I have trust in some type of company where I can like, okay, I'll give it a shot, because it's Bethesda.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not a fan of Doom.
Yeah.
I've played it before, like the OG one. Like, I think everybody played that. That was like the first person shooter game on PC. They announced a lot about Wolfenstein. I kind of want to play it just to.
It's the Wolfenstein.
Yeah, but I was excited about Bethesda, man. I think they showed up. I think they took responsibility for their missteps.
Flop.
And they made it better.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Where does Bethesda rank in your hierarchy of game studios?
For right now, after this E3 conference, their presentation, they're definitely in my top 5. I think nobody beats Rockstar for me right now.
Rockstar's your number one?
I think Rockstar is my number 1.
I would have guessed Naughty Dog. But
Naughty Dog is cool, but Rockstar gives me that open world that I so crave.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're all right there. Bethesda is one of my favorites. So, I mean, I can't speak too much to Wolfenstein and Doom.
Wolfenstein?
But Elder Scrolls and Fallout, I love. Let's give it the old DLC scoring system, 1 through 10.
All right. So if I had to give Bethesda a grade out of 0 being the worst, 10 being the best, I gotta give it an 8. I give it an 8 just because of that one guy. Just because of that one guy that was so enthusiastic. Like,
that community is passionate.
Yeah, that speaks volumes. Especially coming off the flop of, Fallout 76, and if you can recover from that and still have people yelling out every single time that you're saying a word at a conference, then you're doing something right. So yeah, I give them an 8.
My score would be a 9. I would say that it's a 9 because, of course, I loved what they did with Fallout 76 by recovering. But also, it made me want to buy Elder Scrolls Online. Like, seeing how passionate that community was and knowing that so many people still play that game. That game got released 4 years ago.
Word?
Yes.
Wow.
And they've been continuing continually updating it. The player base is still growing.
Wow.
And probably after this E3 conference is going to grow more, because I might jump on. And for a studio to have fans behind it so much that makes people want to come and be fans of that studio, like you said, that speaks volumes. So I guess our average DLC score is 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah, don't.
So let it be written.
Kill your computer.
So let it be done. And that's Bethesda.